Hey everyone, today I'll be challenging 3 of the top AI models to the ultimate BeamNG AI build battle. I'll be using ChatGPT, Grok, and Gemini separately to create 3 different cars, and then once the cars are built, I'll be putting them all to the test to see which one has the best handling, top speed, all of that good stuff. And so without further ado, my name is No Name, and let's hop straight into this video. Originally, I thought that I would just have each one pick a different car, but I think realistically the best way to challenge all of these and compare them would be to use the same cars. So I'm just going to use ChatGPT to select one of these cars. I just put in some random ones that I know have a lot of customization, and let's just pop this in. Something went wrong. Nice. So it looks like something's going on with ChatGPT right now. So it's officially the day after ChatGPT is working again, so I'm going to place in this prompt and see which car we're going to be using for the challenge. And there you have it. It shows the ETK 800 series. So Gemini, Grok, and ChatGPT are all going to be making an ETK 800 series. And so I went through and I created this list. We picked the car. Now we need to pick the color. Yeah, let's go ahead and have all of these pick a color. So ChatGPT chose metallic blue. Gemini chose blue. Starting to see a pattern here. Grok. Oh my gosh. I guess we are part of the Blue Man group now.
What?
So we've got that out of the way. Now I need to go through and list the engine components. For listing all the engine components, I'm pretty much just going to go through each of these engines and then put all of the options basically. It's going to take me a little bit, but I mean, I got to do what I got to do. We want this to be pretty accurate. So I'm going to write out this prompt right now and then I'll show you what it looks like. So this is the prompt that I came up with. I put the different engine options, and then depending on which engine it chooses, I added in some if-thens. And so I'm going to put these in each of the different AI models right now and see what they choose so I can create the configurations. Let's copy this. I'll paste this in a Gemini, and it looks like it chose a 3.0 liter gas engine, and it seems as if it actually did pretty good. So I'll go through all of this in a little bit. I'm going to put it inside of ChatGPT. I also chose the 3. What is going on? This is trippy. I wonder if Grok is going to choose the same one. Very interesting. I wonder why it chose this one out of all of them. So I'll go through and see, what do we got? Upgraded turbo, intake, upgraded turbo. It seems like it's choosing the same exact stuff, to be honest. 360 tune, 360 tune, 440 tune. Okay, so this one is different, but that's such a trip. The same thing with the color too. I don't know how these AI models work, but either way, I'm gonna go and create these cars right now. These are the builds. This is Gemini's build, ChatGPT's build, and Grok's build. Looking at the horsepower, it's hard to see because it's behind this menu. I'll just take that off, I guess. Gemini has 444 horsepower, ChatGPT has 435, and Grok has 435. So both ChatGPT and Grok are even, and Gemini's got a little bit more horsepower to work with. The only differences that I noticed were the exhaust, engine management, and engine mounts were different between all 3 models. For engine mounts, Gemini chose ultra heavy duty, whereas ChatGPT and Grok chose regular heavy duty. And then Grok and ChatGPT both chose a sport exhaust over the custom. And then obviously earlier I mentioned engine management was different. So I'm not really too sure the reasoning behind the heavy duty as opposed to the ultra heavy duty. Me looking up turquoise because I didn't know what it looked like. Alright, now this is the part that I've been looking forward to the most. This is the customization section. So I created this prompt with a bunch of different options for the AI models to choose from. So I'll be inputting this into each of the AI models. I'll create the configurations, and then afterwards we'll put some wheels on and finish up with tuning. Alright, we'll start off with Gemini. I had to add this at the beginning because this is a separate day from the first recordings. So I need to make sure that I tell the model that I'm making a performance car. That's cool. So it has a reasoning for everything too. I didn't even ask for that. Let's see what ChatGPT comes up with. Well, it looks about the same stuff besides the hood. I didn't take a look at the other options for Gemini, but Grok. Okay, we got the wagon variant. Better visibility at night. Very cool. So now I'm going to create these in game, add all of these customization options to the cars that we created a little bit ago. Then all we have to do is put some wheels on, tune up those cars, and we are finished and ready to take these things on the road. Gemini's is looking pretty clean. Definitely excited to see this thing with some wheels. Yeah, okay, that's it for this one. Pretty clean, not gonna lie. And ChatGPT, nice and simple. I do like the race hood for sure. I just need to set up a prompt for wheels. For that, I think I'm going to give it the option of 18 to 20 inch rims, and then I'll just give it a set of different rims that I can choose from. Alright, Gemini chooses 20 inch rims. Okay. ChatGPT, 19 inch rims, and Grok chooses 19s. Okay. I'm going to look through, kind of add in some options, and then we'll pick up the wheels and be solid. So I had to add choose rims at the beginning. I just had choose with all of these options, and it generated everything in Italian, so yep, same thing. Okay. 4G Auto is likely the best choice. Let's head on over to the 20s, add some 4G Autos. 20 by 11. There's no option for 4G Autos in 20 by 11. So I'm just going to have to deal with this odd fitment for sure, but it is what it is. I don't know, something looks totally off about that. Okay, offset and everything is good, so these are the wheels that we're going to go with. I'm going to pick the wheels out for these two now, or have the AI models pick them out rather. Now I've added in a pool of 19-inch rims, so I'm going to put this into ChatGPT. Vivace S. Did I even add that as an option? Oh yeah, I did. And then Grok decided to choose TT Sports. We got the Vivace S. I'll just put the colorable. Okay, they're alright. Not terrible. Nothing too special. There we go. Okay, and then I'll fix up the fitment. I would imagine we're popping on some race tires. Let's just put some race tires on there. You know what? Let's ask it just in case. Sport tires. Okay, I was totally wrong. I'll ask Grok, sport or race tires. Well, I was completely wrong. So yeah, we'll put some sport tires on there. Now that we have the customization and all of that stuff done, we just need to tune these cars, and I've already got the prompt ready. So I'm going to go ahead and input this prompt, tune up these cars, and we'll take a look at them. This is the prompt. I'll go ahead and enter close to 100%. Let me just say give specifics, please. Out of all three of these, I've had a lot of issues with Gemini. I've had to be very specific. Like even now, it's just giving me like kind of an estimate of what to put in between. Specifics, please. There we go, look at that. Okay, I'm gonna input all of this now. We'll see how it looks. It says to check vehicle manual, so I'm just gonna keep the tire pressure stock, I guess. We'll apply these changes. Looks good. Doesn't look like we have any tow issues, maybe. Oh, the rear definitely a little bit. But overall, not too bad. One thing that I'm actually pretty surprised about is none of these chose the race transmission. And I believe I gave it the option to choose a race transmission too. I think that would have been interesting. Maybe I can do that in the future. So Gemini's build is finished. There were a few problems with the generated response. For example, with front caster, it told me 5 degrees instead of the percentage. And then for the tire pressure, it said check vehicle manual. I don't know where the vehicle manual is for this car. So ultimately, I just left that stock. And then for like the caster, I set it to 5% instead of 5 degrees. So this one is done. We'll head on over to ChatGPT's. I don't even have to ask it to do it again, and it actually adds in the percentage. Now I would imagine that Grok is going to get it first try too. We'll take a look right now. I swear these are choosing the same ones. Nah, there's some differences, but this one is perfect. So 50% caster. Oh my gosh. All right, I'll input these into the ChatGPT car right now. Everything's looking solid. Okay. Wow, dude, that's nice. Look at that fitment. We're tucking. ChatGPT knows what's up. That's very clean. I actually like this. This is my favorite one right now. Last up on the list is Grok. And there we go. This is Grok's build. I don't really have to mess around with the fitment. It doesn't look like. Let me save this. So here's a quick look around before we take these things out. This is Gemini's build. I like the wheel choice. I'm kind of getting used to the bigger tire in the rear. This is Grok's build. Very clean. We got a little bit of tire tuck. That's nice. I like it. And then ChatGPT. This has got to be my favorite build out of all of them. I like the wheel choice. I like the fitment a lot. Got that carbon fiber accent piece. And so now at this point, I'm ready to take these things out. I think the first place I want to bring them is an automation test track. I want to get some lap times on these. So with that out of the way, let's hop straight into the track. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so the first challenge is we're going to be taking these cars around the automation test course. I believe the plan is I'm going to put a stopwatch and then speed up the footage of the first run, and then I'll be doing 2 runs after that, and I'll put what times I got for those and calculate the average time. So with that being said, I'm going to speed up these next 3 races. The first one will be Gemini, the second one will be Grok, and the third will be ChatGPT. So let's hop straight into it. Alright, so I think I averaged around 216, but I'll put it up on the screen right now. I'm gonna go over to ChatGPT's now, and then I guess I'll do Grok after. I think that's like not the order that I said at the beginning, but it doesn't matter. So we'll head over to ChatGPT, then we'll run Grok. To be honest, this car handles terribly. The amount of retakes that I've had to do is absolutely insane. Not the biggest fan of this one at all. But yeah, let's hop on to ChatGPT. I think I averaged like 214 and a half, 215 on that one. Overall impression, this car definitely doesn't feel as stable, but it has better turning than the last one for sure. But I think that just has to do with the suspension settings. This one is a lot lower than the others. But we're gonna move on over to Grok's and see how that one performs. Alright, that was my best time too, but I'm honestly gonna mark off a second because I had to cut through the grass near the tires. I didn't brake fast enough, but it handled very well, and that's surprising, to be honest. I was really expecting ChatGPT's to be a lot more, I guess, better at handling because it's lower, you know, lower to the floor, but we've got the averages. Grok was the fastest, ChatGPT was right behind it, with Gemini being in last. That honestly makes a lot of sense. Grok just handled the best. The whole thing with the steering may have to do with the fact that there's 20-inch rims on Gemini, whereas on ChatGPT and Grok, there's 19-inch rims. I mean, honestly, that's the only thing I can really think of. So with this challenge being out the way, let's go over to West Coast USA to get some drag times. I want to get the 0 to 60s and 0 to 120s, and I'll do 2 attempts each so we can get the average. So let's go. Alright, we're going to start off with ChatGPT. I don't know how to use a drag time slip or anything, so I'm just going to use a replay tool again to get that stopwatch up. 3, 2, 1. Alright, so I'll put that up on the screen. I'm not too sure exactly what I got. I'll run one more just for good measure. So I got that. We'll move on over to Grok. Okay, we'll run one more. Cool. Now let's go and hop in Gemini's. Jeez, man, those rims are huge. That's crazy. That's definitely what was causing that bad handling for sure. Traction control off. Let's go. What was that? I think that was a drag UI thing. I'm just gonna take a look and see what this looks like. We'll run one more for good measure. Oh wow. What? Why don't we just use that for the rest of them? Alright, I may as well. Now we're gonna get ChatGPT. Lastly, we just have to hop in Grok.
Huh?
So we got all the times. I'll put them up on screen right now. I'm not too sure which one actually won. Now all we have to do is head on over to the ETK driving center, and I just want to drive these cars around, to be honest, and get a feel for them. No times or anything, so let's head on over. Now I've got some gameplay of me cruising around in these cars in the background as I go over and review the cars as well as the AI models. We'll start off with Gemini. This is my least favorite. I wasn't a big fan of Gemini. It's my first time actually using Gemini. I didn't even know that it was a thing until I started making this video, and I looked around for the top AI models. But it was very hard to work with. You had to be very specific with your prompts. As far as the build goes, it's clean. It's not bad. I'm not a big fan of the fact that the tires have to be bigger in the rear as opposed to the front, but I got used to it after a little while. Handling wise though, these 20-inch rims definitely just destroyed this car's handling. It's a fast car, no doubt, but it just does not steer. This got the worst lap time on Automation Test Track, and this would have had the worst drag quarter as well had I had the Grok car straightened out. The Grok started off at an angle, so I had to kind of like correct the steering. I really think that if it was totally straight on the drag race, I would have beaten the Gemini car. But with that being said, I'm going to have to rate the Gemini a 4 out of 10. The only thing this thing really has going for it is the looks. Moving on to ChatGPT, this car is definitely my favorite look-wise. I'm happy that ChatGPT wasn't afraid to mess around with the suspension settings. As far as performance goes, this one had some issues with stability, but I was still able to correct the oversteer. It's also got the top quarter mile at 9.69 seconds as opposed to the closest, which was 10.71 from Gemini. And ChatGPT has always been easy to work with. I had no issues other than ChatGPT being down the first day I started recording this video. So overall, I'm going to have to rate this car a 7 out of 10. I would rate it higher if the handling was a little better, but 7 out of 10. That's not bad. It's a nice car. And last but certainly not least, we've got Grok's car. I love the fact that Grok chose the wagon variant, whereas the others chose the sedans. It's definitely nice to have that variation. Simplistic customization as well. I like the aftermarket headlights. Handling wise, this car handles the best out of all three for sure, like by far. This car is fun to drive. It doesn't feel like anything is wrong with it really. Grok also got the best lap time, only a half second quicker than ChatGPT. I'm sure I could have gotten it to go a little bit faster, driver error and whatnot. And as far as prompts and all of that goes, I had no issues with Grok. There were just no problems whatsoever. So look-wise, handling-wise, I'm going to have to rate Grok's build at a solid 8 out of 10. I think if the color was a little bit different, and if Grok decided to adjust the suspension settings a bit and lower it a little more, it would have been a solid 10 out of 10, I feel like. And so with that being said, Grok is the winner. It's a very beautiful car, it's fun to drive, and I had no issues with the AI model whatsoever. Now what I'm asking of everybody watching this video, please leave a comment, leave a like, some suggestions, which part of the video you like the most. All of this information and feedback is very important and helpful. I can't lie with you, I'm pretty sure that this is like the longest time that I've spent recording a video, and editing it I already know is going to take a while, but ultimately I'm satisfied with how this turned out. It's a very fun challenge. But yeah, with all of that out on the table, I'm going to end this video here. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to see some more Beam content. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you all later. Peace.